Because I listened to Arthur's radio show in the morning, and we grew up together. We didn't grow up together. In fact, he led me around by the hand when I started in radio many, many years ago, taught me a lot of the basic things you need to know. Isn't that great?
Charlie, we're getting old.
We're getting old, is right. Thank you, Skipper.
Thank you.
The Certified Magic Carpet and your pilot, Charles Daly, have visited dozens of men's groups at their regular weekly luncheons. But today we visit the Seroptimus Club, a group of women who meet at lunch once a week to exchange ideas and to increase understanding and friendship among businesswomen. They are lunching in the cabinet room at the Willard Hotel. Now, we know well the record made by the men's department, and the Certified Magic Carpet is eager to find out how the members of the Seroptimus can do with the question cargo. And so the first guest to step aboard the Certified Magic Carpet is Mary Turner. Now, Miss Turner, I understand that in the Seroptimus Club, one woman is picked from each business to represent the particular business, and you only have one member from each business in the organization.
That's right.
What department are you from?
Well, I'm the director of the Home Service Bureau of the Potomac Electric Power Company. And that would come under utilities, I suppose.
Well, now, this has a good deal to do with utilities. How much earth can be taken out of a hole 4 feet long, 3 feet wide, and 6 feet deep?
Now, how would I know that?
Oh, it's very simple, very simple. How much earth can be taken out of a hole 4 feet long, 3 feet wide, and 6 feet deep?
I wouldn't even know.
You can't take any dirt out of a hole. They haven't been able to for a long time. There's no dirt in it. Now, which one of the following can't a penguin do? Swim, walk, run, fly, lay eggs. Which one can't a penguin do? Swim, walk, run, fly, lay eggs.
Fly.
Fly is right. Now, when does the word love mean absolutely nothing at all? I'll give you a hint. It's in some kind of sport.
Tennis.
Tennis is right. When you say 40 love, it means 40 nothing. Now, in the poem by Edgar Allan Poe called The Raven, what did the raven say?
Nevermore.
Quoth the raven, nevermore. Now, here's one that's a little bit tricky. This is an old proverb rewritten. I read it to you. Give us the original of the proverb. Urgency of movement creates leftovers, no longer serving a purpose. Urgency of movement creates leftovers, no longer serving a purpose. Oh, that one's easy now. Urgency of movement creates leftovers, no longer serving a purpose. Very simple.
Very simple for you with the paper there.
How about... Oh, now, don't go. That's unfair. You mean you don't think I'd know this one? Haste makes waste. How'll that do it? All right, now, here's your last one. Groups of the following animals are called what? For instance, I'll give you an example. Partridges, coveys. You see a covey of partridges. How about sheep?
Flock.
Flock. Fish.
School.
Locusts.
Swarm.
People.
Crowd.
Crowds or mobs. That's right. Fine. I'll give you 99 9/10%. And here's your loaf of certified double flavor bread, and thank you very much for coming up.
Thank you.
Now, the next guest on the Certified Magic Carpet is Mary Burke. Miss Burke, where do you live?
I live at 3611 R Street.
And what branch of the business world do you represent in the Seroptimus Club?
Well, I'm the Dean of Cookery at the Lewis Hotel Training School.
Ah, it is so. Well, I'll have to get some comments from you on this bread department before you leave us. Now, here's an old problem that I want you to straighten out for me. Is a zebra white with dark stripes or dark with white stripes?
Oh, I think he could be either.
No, you've got to pick one or the other. We insist on that. Definitive, to say the least.
I see. Well, I'll say he's white with black stripes.
Well, you're 90% right. He's considered white, and the stripes are brown and black. 2 colors. Now, what mammal can fly? What mammal can fly? It's a good one, it's that, but I fly all by himself. What mammal can... You go into a dark room at night...
Oh, bat.
That's right. Takes off the ceiling to scare the daylights off you. Now, what mammal lives in the ocean like a fish? What mammal lives in the ocean like a fish? Very big.
Whale?
Whale does the trick fine. Now, here's one of those little things for you to straighten out. A revolving fragment of the solid part of the Earth's crust accumulates no plants which grow in masses nor moist surfaces. A revolving fragment of the solid part of the Earth's crust accumulates no plants which grow in masses on moist surfaces.
The Rolling Stone gathers no
That's
moss.
fine. That's splendid. Now, just one more for you before you leave us. Of the 26 letters in the alphabet, which is used the more often? Of the 26 letters in the alphabet, which is used the more often? Orphan.
Orphan?
No. That's pretty easy.
E.
And here's your loaf of certified double flavor bread. Have you ever used our bread?
Yes, I have. I like it very much.
As the Dean of Cookery, that's nice to know. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming up. Now, the next guest in the certified magic carpet is the president of the Seroptimist, Jean Bennett. Miss Bennett lives at 621 Indiana Avenue, and before we ask you any questions, I'd like you to take a minute out to tell us something about the Seroptimist, if you will.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. I'm very glad to tell you something about the Seroptimist Club. You know, this organization in Washington came into being 17 years ago. We celebrate our birthday in November. There are 108 such clubs in the United States and Canada, in the American Federation, and about an equal number throughout the world. This organization is something, well, it parallels Rotary for men. One woman of each business or profession, supposed to be the outstanding one in her line. And everybody wants to know, what does Seroptimist mean?
That's what I want to know, too.
Well, I should be glad to tell you. Soror sister, Optimo the best women.
Oh, fine stuff. I looked it up in the dictionary and had a lot of trouble with it. Now, you can't leave, without answering a question or two.
Don't make it hard.
Oh, no. Is Canada larger or smaller than the continental United States? And that's an easy one, isn't it?
It's larger.
It's larger, that's fine. Now, the sun and the moon are said to have great effect on our tides. Which has the most effect, the moon or the sun?
The moon.
The moon, why?
Oh, don't ask me why. I don't know. I just know it does.
You see what I mean?
Oui, it's nearer.
That's right, it's nearer. That's fine. Now, ever heard of Sitting Bull?
Is that all?
No. Who is Sitting Bull? You know who Sitting Bull is.
Yes, but I've forgotten.
Oh, but now think back.
Why did you take me unawares?
He's an Indian chief who did what?
Oh,
The
somebody says he defeated Custer.
Well, they're right,
so-
too. He was an Indian chief who destroyed Custer's troops in the famous Custer's Last Stand. Now, you've been in Washington a long time, eh?
Yes, 25 years.
Oh, well, this is going to be very easy, then. What building in Washington carries this motto, equal justice under law?
The Department of Justice.
Now, that was what you were not supposed to say. You were supposed to say the Supreme Court building.
Oh. Well, that's a new building, and I haven't seen it.
Now, here's a tough one for you. Two native sons of Kentucky served simultaneously as presidents in the United States. Who were they? Two native sons of Kentucky served simultaneously as presidents in the United States. Who were they?
Let me think.
Yeah. In civil procedure, this sort of thing is almost out of order, but there was one time in the United States we had two presidents. Remember? Civil procedure.
Why don't you whisper in my ear and tell me so I won't seem so stupid?
No, you know that one. It happened during the Civil War. Now, that'll ought to help you out. When the only time we had two presidents.
Only time we had...
Yeah, two presidents at the same time, you see. One of them was
Lincoln?
Lincoln, and the other one was President of the Confederacy, Mr. Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Jefferson Davis. And here's your loaf of certified double flavor bread. You made a good score. You
I'm
really did.
afraid I don't deserve it.
Oh, you did. The last one was a tough question. Now, the next guest in the certified magic carpet is Rena Pond. You live where, Pond?
I live at Northbrook Courts.
Northbrook Courts. Now, what part of the business world do you represent here in the Seroptimist Club?
I represent the construction service. I'm secretary and treasurer of the Bright Shepherd Company, Incorporated.
Well, see if you can construct this one for me. Will you give me the definitions of the following? Tomboy.
Well, a mischievous boy.
Tomboy, a mischievous...
Mischievous girl.
Girl, that's right, a romping girl. How about tomcat?
The one that makes a noise on the back fence.
The male of the species, right-o. Now, what about a tomahawk?
Well, that has something to do with an Indian.
Well, they used it for what?
Get scalps.
Yeah, that's right. War axes. Cut heads off and things like that. How about a Tom Noddy? I bet you never heard of that one.
I never heard of
Well,
that
a Tom
one.
Noddy is a simpleton. I didn't know that myself. That's why I didn't think you would. Now, here's... describe these musical instruments for me without using your hands. An accordion.
Well, it has ridges like a radiator.
Yeah, how does it operate? What's the principle of operation?
Air pressure.
That's right. You... Portable instrument with bellows. We got that far. And it has keys and metal reeds, and you pump it. See? I can use my hands because I'm asking the question. Now, how about a violin?
It operates bow on strings.
And he placed under the chin. That's fine. Now, all you have to do is unscramble this for me, and you're all through. A feathered vertebrate in a quadruped's forefoot is of value equivalent to a pear residing in the shrubbery. Now, that's an old proverb rewritten. Straighten that one out for me, will you?
A bird in the hand is worth
With
two in the bush.
That's fine. Splendid. And here's your loaf of certified double-flavored bread. And thank you very much for coming up.
Thank
Now,
you.
the last guest on the certified magic carpet this morning is Caroline Stevens, who lives at 1615 Hobart Street, Northwest.
Yes.
And is all ready to answer the questions as soon as you tell us what branch of the business will
I
you represent.
represent the secretarial school, the Temple Secretarial School.
Well, now, if a timepiece is a watch, what is a swatch?
Somebody who doesn't know a thing.
Now, you know what a swatch is. A swatch. A swatch.
A swatch
Yeah.
is a quick strike.
No, this has to do with the clothing business.
Oh, clothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know anything about
Swatch.
clothing.
Well, we'll call it a sample of cloth. How's that?
Sample of what?
Cloth.
Cloth?
They call them a swatch. I don't know
Oh,
why.
do they? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
No.
Now, if lemonade is a drink, what is a colonnade?
A colonnade is a series of posts.
That's right, columns. Fine. Now, if you heard somewhere about a husbandman, what would you think a husbandman was?
A husbandman was somebody that I'd have to go after at once.
You don't think just a farmer who tills the soil would do the trick, do you?
Oh, yes, he'd do all right.
Well, now we have just one quick question for you, for our time is going. Is it proper table etiquette for a left-handed man to stir his coffee with the right or left hand?
Perfectly.
Well, he should do it with a spoon, really. You shouldn't put your hands in the coffee. Well, now our businesswomen
All
must
right.
return to their tasks, and so the certified magic carpet must close up shop and prepare to take off and go home. But first of all, we'll give Miss Stevens a loaf of certified
thank you.
double-flavored bread.
Thank you.
Now, we've been visiting the Seroptimus Club, a group of businesswomen who meet for lunch once a week. They met today in the cabinet room at the Willard Hotel, and we've got to leave, but we may be back the next time you hear... That's the siren of the certified magic carpet.
Thank you, Charlie. It was very nice, my friend. It's from service. You and the certified magic carpet sure do get around. Yeah, that was a transcription. And that's a swell gang, that bunch of seroptimists I know from long ago. They sure is a great gang of gals. Now, each day Charlie and the certified magic carpet go somewhere. You want them to come and visit you? Call Metropolitan 3200, ask for the certified magic carpet, and make an engagement. No charge of any kind, and besides, you get a loaf of certified double-flavored bread. Now, today's prize winner is Mrs. Irvin Plauger, is that? Plougher? Plaugher? Plougher? RFD number 3 in Alexandria. Her list of 4 or more questions was judged the best, and she wins $1. It's a daily prize. Why don't you try for it? And don't forget, ask your grocer for certified double-flavored bread.